Hey, Bill Vasey here. Thanks for launching this video. This one's all about AutoCAD Plan 3D and creating bills of materials from line tag, work order, and potentially all other custom fields. Let me switch over to the AutoCAD Plan 3D environment. Here I've got a tank and a couple lines coming off of it. I have to get a bill of material put together, and I have to do this off of a couple different parameters, line number and work order number. As I hover over these components, you'll see a couple different line numbers. Here's the produced water line number. Here's the produced gas line number. We're going to go ahead and leverage these line numbers and create bills of materials for each of these lines. Also, as I hover over these components, you'll see some of them have work order numbers. I've got two work order numbers that are spread throughout these two piping routes, and we want to create bills of materials from them as well. So let me bounce over to the Layout tab, and here I've got two viewports. One for the produced gas line and another viewport for the produced water line. Just by using the layer isolation, we can isolate these lines. Next, I'm going to run a bill of material for all of the components, viewport by viewport. So to do that, we start over here in the BUBBLEWorx palette, click on the viewport parts, and then place the bill of material in the upper right-hand corner for all those bubbles. To append that, we're back to the BUBBLEWorx palette. We're going to click on the viewport add parts. We can click another viewport and it appends that initial bill of material with the bubbles from the second viewport. That is all of the components that are in these two viewports. I want to go ahead and switch over to the next enhancement in BUBBLEWorx, and that is bubbling by category and a value. If I pick on line number, for instance, I'm going to see these two line numbers that are in this active model. Let me start by going after the process gas line. I can click on that and just get the items for the process gas line. And you'll notice that the table header includes the line number of selection, the category, and the value. I can switch to the other line number here just by dropping down and changing line numbers. But before I do that, I'm going to increase my start number to 10. Now I can have a different start number for this line number such that there's a gap between the first table and the second table. Yeah, so all the bubbles drop and the bill of material gets placed. And there we have it, all of the bubbles for line 1205 in the bill of material. And the start is at mark number 10. So here we have it, bubbling by line number or line tag. I want to pivot over to line number by work order. I have a custom field for work order. So it's available to me under the category, and there are my two work orders. I pick my first work order and pick on the viewport where all those parts are, and now I have a bill of material just for a portion of the parts on that line. Do the same thing for the other work order. That's in the upper viewport, and there's the parts that were involved with that work order. So now we have bills of materials by work order. Let me just do a little house cleaning here by organizing the bubbles. There's the baked-in AutoCAD M-Leader controls, so very easy to make a selection set on 3 or 4 bubbles or a half a dozen bubbles and quickly align them or separate them. I'll grab this lower string here and provide a little bit more gap between them, and then go ahead and use the other bubble modify option where we can pick 2 bubbles and put them together off of 1 leader. I'll just do this for the gaskets and bolt sets in this case. All right, with that finalizes the bill of material by line tag, by work order, and as you saw, the flexibility to do that with any custom field. So with that, let's wrap up this video. Thanks for watching how BUBBLEWorx and AutoCAD Plan 3D integrate to provide really sound and robust solutions for creating bills of materials off of custom fields and out-of-the-box fields.